Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Loretta Kay. Today I decided that I'm going to show everyone how to properly care for a synthetic wig. I was a manager in a wig store when I was in beauty school, and I've been wearing wigs for quite a long time. I have PCOS, and this actually is a little hair piece. That's just a top piece. As you can see, my hair is a little thin on top. So I just cover that up, wear a wig, wear a hairpiece. And today I was wearing this one. Let's see if I can find the name. This is Forever Young. Forever Young wigs, I love them. The hair feels great. It feels natural. It looks natural. Most people don't even know that I'm wearing this wig, and they think it's my actual hair. And I've had people ask me, what color is my real hair color? Well, this is my real hair color. It is the same as my wigs. I try to get them as close to as possible to my natural, so people don't really notice that I'm wearing them unless I'm just having fun and I want to wear something different. So I have two pans of water here, and I'm going to show you how to clean and tell you a little bit how to take care of a synthetic wig. So first of all, synthetics have changed quite dramatically in the past 10 years. Before, you could never get a synthetic wig hot. You couldn't get too close to a stove or oven because your synthetic wig would melt. It has changed quite a lot. They're starting to become heat resistant. Some even have the option of where you can curl them with a curling iron. This one in particular is not heat resistant, so I don't, but if they aren't heat resistant, they have what they call memory curl that keeps the shape of the wig, and after you've washed it, you just lay it down and it'll keep its shape. So what I'm going to do here, I have 2 pans of water. This one is cold. I usually do this in my sink in the bathroom or something. And this one is a little bit warmer. It's about tepid, lukewarm. I try not to use a lot of hot water when I'm cleaning my wigs. So we're just going to immerse it into the water, just like you are washing out your laundry. And I don't like to rub. You're just going to gently pull it through softly, not disturbing the fiber too much. So I'm just going to let that soak a little bit, let it soak in the water a little. What I'm going to be using is Acne Labs shampoo and conditioner, and it is sulfate free. You do not want to be using a sulfate-free shampoo on your wigs. It's very harsh on them. It dries them out. Sulfate-free is the way to go. This is also good for your hair because you're not getting the chemicals. What can I not say about sulfate-free shampoo? Once you get used to it, it's amazing. Your hair is growing better. Your scalp is growing better because you don't have all those chemicals from shampoo. So what I'm going to do is just take about a quarter size shampoo. You see right there. And I'm just going to work it through the wig, focusing mostly on the front and the inside, just to, I don't worry too much about the ends and the areas where you have used hairspray on it. You really shouldn't use hairspray on your wigs, but I do, unless they are human hair or a synthetic wig that is a little bit more durable. This wig cost me about $60, which is not bad for the quality of wig it is. It's equal to the quality that I have bought some of my more expensive wigs that have costed me $200 or $300. I tend not to buy the more expensive wigs anymore, just because it's not worth it to me to spend that kind of money on a wig that I really don't wear a lot, because I try not to wear them a whole lot just because they're heavy. And this one, actually most of the wigs I have now are not hot, they're comfortable. It's just a little bit of maintenance. It's easier for me to just pull it back on a ponytail and wear this little hairpiece. Okay, so we went through and I'm just pushing out all the debris, squeezing it through. And now I've got all that out. I'm going to stick it into ice cold water. And this is going to seal down the fibers and get it back to its original state. There is a thing, it's flash washing your wig. And if your wig starts to look dry or brittle and looks like it might have a little wear on it, you can boil water. I don't suggest doing this very often, but with a synthetic wig, you can boil water. You're going to lay your wig completely straight, just like this, and just dip it into the hot water. Let it come out and dip it directly into an ice cold bath. And that will freeze your fibers down. I have not done that in a long time. The newer wigs over the past 5 or 6 years don't seem to really need that as much as they used to, because they are, like I said, they are starting to have heat resistance. So there's not as much need for it, but I do like to rinse my wigs in ice cold water. And whew, it's a little cold. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this one, I call her Betty. Just going to wring out the excess water, and I will grab a towel in just a few minutes, and I'm just going to lay it flat. I will probably, as it dries, once it's dry, I will take a comb through it. I suggest not using a brush on your wig because it pulls at the fibers. A big tooth comb is preferred. So this one is a little bit curly, so I'm gonna lay it just like this and let it dry like that. Sometimes I will lay a cup or something inside of it so the inside can get some air to it. You can also buy a wig stand that are plastic, and that is exactly what they're for. It is to dry your wigs. You do not want to put a wig that is wet on a dress or a head form for wigs, because it can mold, and you definitely don't want to do that. Those forms are basically for trimming your wig and measuring, or if you have a lace front wig or you're measuring for a wig. They're really no use for home use. I prefer the plastic ones, but I don't usually use them that often anymore. Okay, so that is washing your wig. So what I'm going to do now, because I have rinsed the shampoo out, now I'm going to take some water off here and some conditioner, and not very much, just enough to run through the wig. You can either leave it on as a leave-in or rinse it out. I tend to leave a little bit in. I don't completely rinse my wig when I put conditioner on it. You don't want to leave too much excess on there because it will get heavy and you'll lose some of that curl or wave to your wig. So right now, this one is a little bit of a thicker conditioner, so I'm going to rinse out the majority of it. I've also used a leave-in conditioner. This is Paul Mitchell leave-in conditioner. I use that on my wig sometimes to keep the color sealed and so there's not any fading. I've not had any fading with this wig, and Forever Young is an amazing brand. I have everything from wigs that are $12 to $200, and I try to keep the price around $50 because that's usually about the price that they're a good quality wig without being too expensive. So I'm going to rinse this conditioner, just one quick rinse. And again, I'm going to just lay this out to dry. Takes usually overnight. You do not want to use a blow dryer on your synthetic wig because it will dry it out and if not melt it, depending on how good a quality the wig is. And we're just going to lay it flat and let it dry overnight. And that's all there is to it. As far as styling your wig, I do suggest trying to find products that are non-aerosol because that does cause some drying. My cat. And Pump's hairspray is probably the best option if you do use hairspray. He just whacked his head on the table. It's okay, Jack. But trying to think of anything else as far as wig care goes. I don't suggest cutting your own wig. Finding a good stylist, someone that has experienced with wig care, not just a hairdresser, regular hairdresser, because sometimes they don't know how to correctly cut a wig. I specialized in wig care, so I had a little experience working in the wig store also. Still do that. And there's pinning that needs to be done. There is measuring it to your head. It's measurements. It's not just cutting. You don't want to cut your wig on your head. That's mostly for measuring and make sure where the hair is going to lie. And synthetic wigs don't usually do so well, and the cut is very blunt and gets a little nasty looking. So it's not a good idea to cut your synthetic wig. Sometimes I do. This one I did trim my bangs because it was a little bit too long when I clipped it in. But normally I don't do that. I just leave them how they are. My other wigs, I just style them how I think I need to. If I feel like I need a little trim, then I will take some off. But you should never blunt cut your wig. It will have very bad results and look like you cut it with a weed whacker. So the best idea is just to let a stylist help you so that they can put it on your head and see exactly where your hair is going to lie, and then put it onto a mannequin to finish the cut. That's pretty much it. On my next video about wigs, I'm going to talk about cancer treatment and how the platform for my pageant that I am doing will help women who can't afford wigs to get wigs, and also links and information on how there's already organizations that will help with that, and also helping women to understand what traumas are related to cancer treatment and losing hair. So that will be in my next video, and I will see you soon, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.